Okay, we are now live on Facebook. So welcome everybody to Love Speaks Love. I'm your host Denise, and today we have Robin, Nicole with us. And just a little bit first before I introduce you about Love Speaks Love, it's a platform for people to share their experiences, their wisdom, sometimes ceremony, really whatever kind of comes up. And it's speaking heart to heart. That is why it is called Love Speaks Love. So my lovely guest today is Robin Nicole, and we were speaking last week. I felt the nudge to connect with her, and we were having a little chat. And I felt the nudge to ask her to be the guest today. So welcome, sweetheart. It's lovely to have you here.
Thank you. And I just want to say before we get started, thanks for having me on, and thanks for listening to your nudge. It was really nice to be asked to come on your show.
My pleasure. I really enjoyed chatting to you last week.
Yeah,
we would just the reason why we're late is we just got on a little bit early and kind of lost track of time.
We started chatting again.
So I'm going to just begin with a little visualization. I like to just start to get people into their heart space, because one of my wishes is that people stay in their heart space. For me, that's the next stage of our evolution. And it's about being in our heart space, making our decisions from our heart space. And also to connect our hearts as well. So I invite us all to, if you wish to close your eyes, if you're not driving, or if you're in a position to do so, I invite you to just close your eyes and take a few long and slow deep breaths, and just breathe into your heart space. Breathing in love and breathing out love. Breathing that love into every cell of your body. And just imagine that the love is going deep into your DNA. So the love is spreading from the top of your head to the tips of your toes. And I'm imagining beaming out love to connect my heart with Robin's, and with all of you watching us live, and with all of you watching the replay, and connecting our hearts to the heart of Gaia, to the heart of the sun, the heart of the moon, and the heart of Source Creator. And as all of our hearts connect all around the globe, visualizing a beautiful web of golden light and love, connecting all of our hearts and going deep into the heart of the earth. So with our awareness still in our heart space, opening our eyes whenever we're ready. Now, have you been sharing?
Well, I said I actually was listening to that heart space thing, and then I said, oh, I forgot. In the middle, I was like, oh no, I forgot. It's not showing up on your page.
Oh, I can see it actually.
Wait a minute. Let me just be my internet.
Put it into Love Speaks Love. So yeah, just excuses while we do this.
Okay, here it is. I'm seeing it now. Okay, so I'm going to share that now to the Shine Your Light Network.
Thank you.
No, I don't want to do a watch party. I just want to share it, don't I?
Okay, I've got the Freedom Network, Wise Ancient Ones, live streaming, inspiring ascension.
It's not letting me share it.
Let me share it to your own page.
Okay, can you do me a favor? Can you share that into Shine Your Light Network? and then I'll go over and accept it in,
Absolutely.
because my computer's not letting me do that.
Mm. Yeah, for some reason I can't do it from my computer either to share it.
It will only let me do a watch party.
Yeah, yeah, I don't understand that, but there you go. I've done it.
Okay.
Um,
I've been learning a lot by doing these
I know.
interviews and things
Tell
like
me.
that. Learning an awful lot about how to use the Facebooks and internet. And I actually spent Monday. I wanted to do a. I was kind of. I wanted to do a video, like a vlog or whatever, and I didn't want to do it live because I wanted to go out into the forest, and I wasn't going to be around internet or anything like that.
Yeah.
And so I recorded this video, and I ended up, when I was using my recorder, my video, my thing on my phone, you couldn't change the view. You know how like when you can change like
Ah,
back and forth from
yeah.
looking at you to looking at me. So it wouldn't let me do the changing. So I ended up having all these like different video snippets where they were separate videos, and I had to connect them all in this program. And it took me it took me a lot longer than I ever expected. And then I was also led to put some footage up of some grid work that I had done. And so I was putting all this footage together and putting this program in, and then it would only let me do a certain amount, and then I had to render, and
Oh,
it ended up taking me 5 hours to
wow.
do, and I ended up, it wouldn't let me do it all in one video. I ended up having to have part one and part two.
Oh, wow.
And like they weren't that long. Like the first one was like 38 minutes, and then the other one was like 15, 20 minutes or something. And so it wouldn't let me do it all in the one. So I just did part one and part two. It took me 5 hours to render all that. It was like 5 o'clock in the morning when I was actually sharing it out. I was like up in the middle of the night trying to get this to go out for people. Craziness.
So people are going to maybe notice. Was that your paintbrush as well in your hand?
Oh yeah.
Just introduce yourself a little bit, and I can.
Okay. I'll tell a little bit about myself. Here
Yeah.
I am with my paintbrush. Okay, so for people that don't know who I am, my name is Robin Nicole, and I have a weird last name, so that I never put it up there, but it's Elger, and that's how you say it, and people don't understand it, so I just keep myself with Robin Nicole to make life easy. And I am a sculpture artist. I have been one for my whole life. And I live here in Ireland now. I'm from New York, and I moved to Ireland 19 years ago with my ex-husband. And I'm now like have a whole new life in here now. And my husband that I have now, he's also a sculptor artist. And so we have a business that we run on the side, and it's called Clay Fun Art Studio. And we teach pottery classes, and we have birthday parties and creative birthday parties, and we do the baby's hands and feet impressions and stuff like that. And so that's what we kind of do as like our day job to kind of pay the bills and everything. But the both of us are artists, and I have kind of, my artwork has changed throughout the years. But back in 2015, I broke my arm. I ended up having a very bad injury. It was on Christmas Eve. Before I say this is kind of like my awakening.
Mm-hmm.
I was always like awake, but this would be kind of like the pivotal point in my life where I fell on the ice on Christmas, on ice rink, like ice skating, not just like falling on the ice. And I broke my humerus. I can show people here. This is like really bad. I have a scar that goes all the way down my arm,
Oh, wow.
right from here. And then I broke my wrist. So I shattered my wrist totally. And I was basically taken down. I couldn't sleep. I couldn't lay down or anything like this. I had to sleep sitting up on the couch, and I was using my son's teddy bears to kind of like get a little bit of rest. I was in excruciating pain for a very long time, and it wouldn't heal, and it kept coming unhinged, they called it. And so basically the bone in my humerus was kind of like put together, and then it just kept, every time I moved it, it kept going like this. And so it kept like every time it started getting fixed, it would start unhinging. And so I had to go in and have surgery about, that was in June when I had the surgery. So it went from like May to June, and they told me my wrist was totally shattered, and they told me I would never be able to have full function in it ever again. And I was determined not not to let that happen, because I'm a sculptor. I'm using clay all the time, and that there was no way I was going to let that stop me. And so while my arm, where my hand was kind of not really working properly, it was actually still broken. I started designing these tiles because I was determined that I was actually gonna um, still use my creativity and everything, and no one was gonna stop me. And so I started. I'll put a little one up because the big one's up. I don't know where it is, but it was this. I made one of these, and then I made the one that's behind me here, right next to my shoulder,
Mhm.
and two other tiles that aren't in here at the moment. And I didn't know what I was doing with them. All I was doing was, I had a vision, because I had been so, like, I had gone deep into meditation. That's all I could do this whole time that my arm was broken. And I had these visions that were coming into my third eye, and I was seeing. And so I said, I'll start going out and creating what I was seeing. And um, I did that. And then I started watching um, a lot of different things on YouTube at the time. And this Dolores Cannon lady, she kind of popped up into my field. And I was like, who's this lady? And she was telling all these stories, and I kind of got a little bit addicted to listening to Dolores Cannon, and she'd be talking about QHHT and how it can heal you, and it can do all this stuff for you, and you can talk to your higher self. And like, I was really interested in that. And then it was, the funny thing is the time that I actually found her was right when she died, because she died in December of 2015, and this is when this all happened for me. And so uh, I was just kind of like, what is this? And then I found this Elba Lyman, and she was doing the QHHT, and she was putting her sessions up. So I was like, oh, this is what she's talking about, because I never knew what Dolores Cannon was just talking about, like her findings when she was doing sessions and stuff like that. But I never saw anything about like what a session was like or what this was going on. And so I'd be watching Elba Wyman doing her sessions, and I'd be watching session after session after session. I became kind of addicted to this QHHT, and I just like wanted to have a session myself. And about a year went on, and my husband asked me what I would like for our anniversary present, and I was like, I really would love a QHHT session. So he hooked me up, and I ended up going to have my own session, and that changed my life completely. I was able to connect with my higher self. I was told that part of my higher self is the Council of Nine, and they gave me information in there telling me what my purpose is on the earth. And because that was one of the questions that I asked a whole bunch of questions, but one of the things I really wanted to know was, what am I really here for? And I asked, um, like, why am I an artist? Like, because what can I know that I'm supposed to do something for the earth, but I don't know how am I supposed to do that being an artist and what I'm doing and things like that. And I was told that I'm an activator for the Earth's ascension, and that the artwork that I'm doing, the light coded, the tiles that I'm making are light coded, and so that anybody that views the tiles will get an activation off from them, and each person will get whatever it is that they need off from it. And so I was told basically that it was my job to just do what I'm shown. So um, they'll give me a vision of something out of, like, when I'm in meditation, different times, or there'll be different times I'll be shown like what's the next design or whatever that I'm supposed to be making. And then I just make it and I follow through. And so I did that. And they told me in that session that those tiles that I made, the first ones that I just was showing you, they told me that that was the first of many, and that that was what I was doing with that. And then they also told me that I'd be doing a lot of work with crystals and crystal technology, and that I would be doing it, that I had been in other lifetimes in Atlantis and Lemuria and different times, and that I worked with it then, and that they were basically telling me that it's safe now to use that technology on Earth, that it's not going to be like it was in Atlantis, where it kind of turned on the people, and it was being used um, for not such good purposes. And I was told that now it's okay to start using the technology again. And they downloaded me with, I don't know, they just said they downloaded me with a gift to be able to start using the crystals. And so that's what happened. And then they said that they weren't going to be able to give me the full download at the time, but that at different steps along the way, I'll be given what I was needed. And they told me I was going to be involved in some kind of a project with other people on, and that we were all going to be working on the grids or whatever. And then they didn't really give me any other information at that time. And so that's kind of who I am. And so the in that was back in 2018, and now we're in 2020, and all I've been doing is I'm totally and fully connected with my higher self, and I go into meditation every day, and I try to most every day, and I try to like go through the heart and just do what I'm feeling like I'm being led to do. And so every day I just do step by step, um, doing what I'm doing. And then um, last August, I was told that I needed to step it up, and I needed to start sharing what it is that I'm doing, because um, people need whatever it is that I'm doing. Like, they need the codes or whatever, so that I needed to start sharing myself out to the world. And I was just shown to just start a Facebook page and just start inviting people that were interested in meditation and, you know, the ascension and things like that, to inviting them into my page. And then they kept being adamant. They wanted me to tell my story. And so I went on with Janine in August, and I got to tell my story in depth about the whole thing. And then time went on, and life went on after that, and things were happening, and I was still kind of following through with what they were showing me, and still making the tiles, and still doing what I was supposed to be doing. And then in November, they were adamant, like, they kept saying I was having these dreams, and I was getting like dreams where I was being taught how to hit the live button and how to like come on and talk to people. And they were like, literally, they're saying, it's not that hard. It's not that hard. And I just kept getting these dreams that I needed to go on, and I needed to tell my story, and I needed to be talking through the heart and teaching by example, and just going in and just being myself and sharing this. And so I started doing that, and I hit the live button finally. And then um, little by little, I started doing vlogs and just getting on and talking to people. And then in the middle of December, I was basically guided. They were at me about, they said, you need to start your own group. You need to get people in there so that you can make a family, like a tribe of people where you can all like co-create with each other and interact with each other and make it so like we don't feel like we're so alone and this kind of thing. And so I started the group. And what I did was I started just inviting, because I had like 700 people that were in my, that I had gathered that were in my regular page. And I just started inviting these people into my group. And then I just kept doing what I was being told, and I just kept going up and doing the blogs and sharing like any information that would come through. And I'm still doing that to this day. And they guided me to start doing interviews every now and then of people that were in the group, to start getting it so that the people can start having a voice. And then since this, in the last couple of weeks, they've been really showing me like that it's time to even step it up even more. And so I've been guided, and I started doing it. I've been doing it basically allowing anybody that's in the group to come on if they want to, and have a chat. And so I did that, like, was it 2 weeks ago now? It was, I think it might have been 2 weeks ago, or maybe it was a week and a half ago. I finally got on there and I did it. Now I only have I don't have a Zoom package. And so I've been doing it through the StreamYard thing, and I can let 5 people on the call at one time, which you don't really need more than 5 people on at once anyways. And it's just, I think they're trying to do is they're trying to help people not feel so isolated. And so this is why we're being led to do this group thing. And then I found out that Beverly, I was talking to Beverly, and she's been doing it in her group as well. So she's been being led to do that. And we were talking about maybe in maybe a couple weeks time, or maybe another week, we might do it where all the people in her group and all the people in my group, and we can like do a call together, because she has the Zoom package thing.
Yeah.
And so, and then I noticed that this week, and then Shanine started doing it as well. So we're all kind of being guided to help people, give everybody a voice, and we might all be in isolation, because we all are in isolation all over the world. And I think what we're doing is making it so that people don't feel alone, and it's going to help people get through this time. So that's where I'm at this stage. I hope I'm not too long-winded.
Not at all. Not at all. That was an amazing share. And I had that guidance from the start as well, and I haven't as yet had a group of people on, but it's been dropping in a bit more strongly for me as well. The first thought about that, and it probably isn't going to be this for the call, was the dragon connection, because a lot of people have been connecting with dragons. So I wondered about having a call where I had a few people on that had, dragon links, work with dragons, paint dragons, or whatever, and share their experiences. And I'm sure that will happen at some stage. But with all the changes that have been going on as well, I might just start it off one day doing a live like I did today from Zoom, but actually
There's my dragon.
Let me just put my glasses on so I can see more clearly. Oh, beautiful.
Now I was guided to do that. That was when I started working with the dragon back in August, right before I went on with Shanine's show.
Yeah.
And I was guided. I was given a vision. This fella, there was a dragon. His name was, I thought his name was Crayon, but now I'm thinking it's more like Chiron, which is what they were showing me there to connect with this dragon. And they were showing me that you take your energy force, right? Like you're like,
Wow.
this is the energy from me
Yeah.
connecting into the dragon.
Hmm.
And like they do on Avatar, you know how like they took
Yeah.
their hair and they kind of
Yeah. And like
connected to
plug
their
it in.
animal thing.
Yeah.
And so the dragon was showing me in this meditation that all I have to do is connect with him, and then he will help me um, take, because I was having a little bit of fear about actually astral traveling while I was awake through the Merkaba. And he was basically saying, I will be there and help you go through this transition so you're not so afraid, and then I'm there for you. And then I didn't know why his name was that. And then afterwards, I've been working with transference healing, and in the transference healing, they tell about your wounding, and I'm a Chiron wounding in Aries. And
Mm.
the funny thing is the Chiron wounding in Aries is their animal magic is a dragon. And part of there's a procedure that they do in there, and it's called the dragon power. And so when you're feeling your wounding, when I'm feeling depleted, or I'm feeling my wounding is all about rejection and abandonment, and it and whenever I'm starting to feel rejected or abandoned or any of this that comes on in my wounding, then I do this procedure, and it's called the dragon power procedure. And it doesn't take more than like 5 minutes to do the procedure. And I can actually at the end, if you want to, I can actually do the dragon power procedure and a meditation with because I'm working with the Lemurians, and I work with my Lemurian crystal,
Yeah.
and I do healing work with that. So yeah, we could do something with the dragons.
Yeah, that would be awesome. And I had the same thought when you said it. Like you looked at me and I smiled because I thought, yeah, I know what's coming next. And if you're not going to suggest it, I am.
You know what's coming next. But I can put people through, and it's I'll be using I use my my crystal when I'm imagining as well. But I can explain the whole thing, and anybody can use this dragon power procedure anytime that they're feeling like they don't have to have a wounding in Aries to do this. Anytime that they're feeling depleted, um, maybe if someone's feeling like psychically attacked, they might be going through a really hard time, going through like a lot of shadow work,
Mhm.
and they need a little bit of protection or a little bit of help. They can call in the dragons, and this basically is bringing in the dragons, and it's allowing the dragons to help protect you and put like a shield up to help you, I guess, go through the rest of your day. So
Awesome. Um, okay, so many things to ask you. So back to your artwork, you make molds from the tiles and but you do individual ones as individualized ones as well.
yeah. Okay. So will I tell the story about that? Okay. So I was making them. So when I first make a tile, I'll get a vision, or I'll be shown what I'm supposed to create, and I get the clay out and I do the whole thing. I sculpt it and I do the thing with the clay, and then I was guided that more than one person needs the codes that are on it.
Mhm.
And so I was kind of like, what am I going to do? I can't just sit here and sculpt. It would be hard for me because the energy of like actually sculpting that design and everything to kind of like keep duplicating that.
Mhm.
And also it would be like a lot more expensive if I had to keep sculpting every single time for the tiles. So my husband happens to be a mold maker. And so I very like cheekily was like, honey, every time I have a tile, I'm like, honey, um, would you happen to be able to make me a mold? And so he's finally come to terms with it. He used to kind of complain about it, but now he makes me the mold. And so he makes me a mold of it in clay form. And then we use a temporary mold for the first one because we're not sure if I really want that, like if I need to tweak the design or anything like that. So he'll make a temporary mold and it'll get two out of the temporary mold. And then when I say, yes, this is the design that I want to keep going with, then he uses, we use rubber
Yeah.
to make the mold. And so I can't really get into the molds because there's too many things on top of them at the moment. But so we make the mold and then I cast them out in either alabaster, it's like a resin, like not really a resin, it's like a plastery, a hard plaster kind of thing, or jasmonite, which is even harder. And then I paint them all with acrylic. So each time they're all painted at the same time. Like I'll show, see if I can get my camera to go the other way around. It's probably not gonna let me. But like today I'm working on these. And so I'm working on this one design here. And I have it all over my desk. I have a large one over here. And I have a couple back here. There's another one. So I'm working on that design at the moment. So what I do is I do a whole bunch of the same ones at once so that I can keep all the colors kind of the same. And so that's what I'm doing. And then I was guided to do more than just, okay, so I have the big tile and then they come framed as well. Or then I was kind of guided that not everybody can afford to go and be spending money on like a big piece, but I was shown like they need to be able to get the codes, and I couldn't make a print of them because they're 3-dimensional, and so I was kind of guided to start making smaller ones.
Yeah.
And so they don't have the same they have the same codes and everything in them, but the detail in the smaller ones isn't as good as the detail in the larger ones just because it's so small.
Yeah.
And there are a couple of designs that I can't actually do in the pocket size version because every time I've tried to do it, it just doesn't, the codes don't feel right. It just isn't working out. So that's what I've been guided to do. And then this year, they've been kind of showing me that I'm also going to start offering intuitive one-on-one tiles for people. And so basically, I'll basically intuitively go into their energy and design them a tile, but they'll be one-off and there won't be a mold made of them or anything like that.
Are you going to be putting crystals in those? It keeps coming to me to ask you if you're going to be adding crystals.
Well, I'm not going to be adding crystals to the actual tiles, but I've been, okay, here we go now. I have been shown my new designs that are coming up are totally different. They're not just the tiles. About 2 years ago, I started making these and then I did nothing with them. So see, they're 3-dimensional.
Yeah.
And this one is half painted or whatever, but you can see that this is the flower of life.
Yeah.
This, I made it for myself so that I could grid my crystals. I have a big one here. It's hard to get into. It's made out of ceramic. And so you can basically pop your crystals into the grid. Yeah. And you can have a crystal grid. And so I was trying to come up with a way to make it so that it would be more affordable for people to be able to have a grid without, because the ceramic ones, they're basically, they take a lot of hours to make them and they have to go through the kiln a couple of times, so that makes them more expensive. Yeah. So like if you want to get a crystal grid made up by hand and it'd be like a one-off kind of thing, it's kind of like going to come up to like 350 euros for like a crystal grid. So I came up with this design where I made a rubber mold and I brought them out in alabaster, so they're not in ceramic. And and I'm trying to come up with how I'm going to paint them all and everything like that. So this would be like something that would be like 75 euros instead of 350, and it'd be a lot more affordable for people to have a grid. But they've been showing me more designs, more grids, and
Would,
I
would
also
they?
made a table lamp. I made a spherical table lamp. So the bottom is the Merkaba,
Yeah.
and then the light bulb kind of goes into there. And then I have a sphere, and the whole sphere is this design all the way around. It's the
Oh,
sacred geometry all the way around it.
yeah.
And then they've been also showing me, they want me to do the there's a I don't have the book in here with me. Oh yes, I do. Um, see this symbol right here?
Yeah.
It's the transference symbol, and they want me to do a grid like that. And then the dragon power symbol, which I'll show everybody what the dragon power symbol is, because they need to see that anyways if I'm going to be doing the meditation. Okay, so this is the dragon power symbol.
Oh, wow.
And
Yeah.
so you've got at each arrow up at the top, it's like earth, air, water, and fire. They're the different elements. And at each point right here, they've showed me that I need to make a spot in here for the crystals to go in here, and then the main one to go into the inside of here,
Yeah. Nice.
into the heart.
Yeah.
But and then there's specific crystals to go in the dragon power because they go underneath the Aries thing. So they've been showing me that they want me to make that. And then I had a regression session, not last Sunday, but the Sunday before that was what after we had talked.
Hmm.
And they were showing me that my new designs are all going to have the platonic solids, the different shapes inside of them, and that they were kind of saying that these need to be in homes all over the world. Once the energies, and they told me, because when I asked the question, I said, what's happening? Because everything is kind of slowed down and there wasn't anything happening. And this is before the whole virus and everything got really strong and we were starting to be like in isolation or anything. And it was kind of like, what's happening with that? Because I hadn't been getting any more visions on it, and I hadn't been getting people weren't even wanting to buy one or anything. And I thought, what's going on with that? Why is it so slow? And they told me that it's because I'm supposed to take this time to make the new designs, and that people aren't ready for the designs yet because they're going to be with the higher vibration in them, the platonic solids and all the stuff that I'm being shown. And so that's why everything's kind of gone slow at the moment for me.
I can feel so much energy from the ones with the platonic solids. Like already, I can feel that and just see those points anchoring as well.
And then we're going to be and they're going to be grids.
Yeah.
What they're showing, they're not going to be tiles like these ones that I'm making. They're actually going to be grids that people can literally put into their houses, and they can put their crystals on and everything.
Are they going to be suitable for outside? Like when you do the paint, is that something?
Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to be offering both kinds. I'm going to be offering the ceramic ones, and if someone wants the more expensive one-off piece, they can have it. Or if they just want a cheaper version that they're not going to be taking it outside or anything like that, then they can get this one. But the what you call it, the what was I going to say? Something about and they can not only just take them outside, but what you can do is you can actually grout them because they're ceramic, they're tiles.
Yeah.
That you can actually grout them into like a countertop or anywhere like that you want to. So you can always have it like in your kitchen in a certain spot, like if there's a special spot. Now I know there's a lady that has been in contact with me. She is going to be coming on at some point doing an interview on my show, and she has been led to do a project where she is designing homes for people. I think they're like older people. I'm not sure exactly. I'll have to have her on to like explain it a little bit more. But she's designing homes so that they're like higher vibration. So all of the artwork and all of the things that are going into these homes are all going to be like light coded and everything. And she's found me somehow, I don't know, out of the blue. And she wants all of my artwork to be in all of these homes. And she said that because I have this spherical lamp, I might actually put it in the comments afterwards. I'll put a picture up of it.
Mhm.
But she says she wants one of those in every one of these houses that she's going to be doing, because it's all sacred geometry. And she says she wants them in the entryway of every house.
Awesome.
And the lamp not only is a lamp, but it's also a grid too. So you can put your crystals on
Amazing.
it. Yeah.
Quite a few years ago, when I was still in Australia, I went to this art exhibition, and I was beginning to walk down, because there were kind of like corridors with paintings on either side. And I was beginning to walk down this corridor, and I could feel this really strong energy as I was walking down. And I was like, wow, this is really weird. And then I got to a particular painting, and all the energy coming off this painting was just incredible. And I hadn't really considered that, like I'd felt energy from books. But of course, it makes absolute sense that you could still feel that energy really strongly from paintings as well. And yours, I'm finding it really hard not to yawn during this interview, and it's it's because the energy is so strong. Um, you get that sometimes when I teach Reiki. I can feel that the energy is so strong, and lots of people start to yawn. And it's not that I'm it's not that I'm at all tired. It's just I can really feel the energy coming out. Oh wow.
I don't know if
Coming
I
off
can get it
me.
on there right. Are you seeing it right? Can you see it?
Yeah, just bring the camera down a little. We're getting most of the top and not all of the bits.
Wait a minute now. Let me just stand up and see if I can do it better. No, because then I can. Here, I'll take it off the wall. It's better this way. And this way I can see what I'm doing. This one has become very, very popular.
Wow.
I'm trying to get it in the camera. There we go.
Ah, that is so beautiful.
And this is like, if you look up, it's kind of like, it's called We Got You.
Huh.
And it's basically the woman, she's swinging from in the sky from her guardian angel.
Oh wow.
And her angel is holding her up. See the arms coming
Yeah.
up from, and she's holding her up. And then there's a cloud underneath, and the cloud is in a hand shape. And that's basically saying, let go, be free, you know, take the leap and just have a little bit of fun in life. And don't worry, because if you fall, we'll catch you. And so we've got you. And then there's a whole bunch of stars going down through, and her hair is all rainbowy.
That is so beautiful. And in a way so simple as well. Like it's really intricate. Um, but I
And
love
there's
the
like
idea of that.
the texture on it, you can't really see in the video. So you can't, it doesn't, I can't hang it back up. I'm not good at hanging these things up. I'll put it up later. But the texture in them. And then a friend of mine, she does a lot, like she has done a lot of readings and stuff on me. She was actually one of the people that did my second, it was a QShe session. It was like QHHT, but it was different. It was like remote. And she came back to me one day about 2 months ago, and she said she was shown that I need to make our oracle deck of these. But I don't know how that's going to work, because these are 3-dimensional, and I don't know if they're going to get the same effect in an oracle deck. I don't know. I don't know how, if that's going to work, because every time I try to like get photographs of them, they don't do them justice.
Yeah, that's interesting because it'll still hold all the codes. So energetically, it would still be as powerful. But you're right, there's something, because I would love to feel that one as well, because it's so, there's so much in the texture, and there's so many different textures on it. Yeah.
Here's another one. This is this mini. You're gonna get a glare because I have them packaged so that they don't get like dust on them or whatever.
Oh, that's beautiful.
But I did this one when my arm was broken,
Yeah.
and it's basically, you know, a woman inside of a crystal cave.
Mm.
And I've been guided lately. I was just looking at it, and they want me to see how I've got the colors in here, and they're like purples and blue.
Yeah.
And I've been guided to do the chakras
Oh,
with this
wow.
one.
Yeah.
So I'm going to, and like, so like with this one here, how I'm kind of like, I started with the chakra, basically the colors of the chakra, and it's kind of going up through her
Yeah.
body.
Mm.
They want me to do that. So I'm going to try one out. I was just sitting there in bed because I have one of these. I have one of one of these larger ones at the end of my bed, and I was just looking at it the other day, and I was like, huh, maybe I should do the chakra colors in that. So
I love in that other one the way that you've got the chakra colors coming up, because it's really subtle,
mhm.
but it's, yeah, it's really powerful as well.
Yeah, because when I was doing a lot of when I was doing some of these designs, I was getting a lot of like blues, backgrounds with blues and stuff. And so I was like, when I was went to go paint this one, I was just kind of like, I can't just like do everything blue. And and then all of a sudden I was just like, this one is about, this is called Sound Bath, right? And so I'm gonna hold the bigger one up because no, this doesn't have the shine on it or anything yet, but it's called Sound Baths. And see, you've got your,
The
this the
chime.
lady. I was going to sound baths at the time, and I got this vision when I was at the sound bath. And this is the lady Geraldine that was doing the sound bath, and
Mm.
she used to do shamanic journeying while we
Yeah.
were there. And so I wanted to incorporate that this was about sound, and so I did the music notes going
Wow.
across
Yeah.
the top of it. And I don't remember what I was going to say about it, but it's been, they all kind of have a different, they have different codes. So this is bringing in the tones, even though it's artwork.
Yeah. Yeah.
it's
No, totally
bringing
get
it's
that. Yeah.
bringing in the light language without it. And then I often wondered, because I don't know anything about music, but I'm wondering like these different music notes, where I put them along the line, if that means anything. But I don't know if it does. Who knows?
And you do grid work as well.
Mhm.
So I'm quite intrigued by that, because I do grid work, and I think some of us do it in similar ways and some of us do it in very different ways. How is it for you when you do your grid work? How is the process?
I kind of fell upon it. Well, first of all, I started doing Lemurian healing. I went to a it's all, I use crystals and everything with my grid work. But I started out taking a do you know what is her name? Diana Cooper.
Yeah.
And there is a course that she has through, that's with Lemurians, working with the group healing.
Yeah.
And so in my session that I had, my QHHC session, I was told that I'd be working with the Lemurians and that I'd be guided to work with people with them. And so, and then after the session, a lady here in Ireland, she was offering, it was a workshop for this. And so I went to it, and I learned how to work with the Lemurians crystals. And I was like hooked. Like the day I got there, I was just like, this feels right. This is like bringing in the Lemurian energy and everything. And so I started just holding a group of people, and once a month we would just do planetary healing and work with the Lemurians and that kind of thing. And then um, in January of last year, a friend of mine just rang me up from in America. I have a friend that's into crystals and everything, and she said, I just got sent this crystal, this Andara, by a man named Rick Talley, and I just got this, like, you need to connect with him. There's something that you're supposed to be doing with that. And so I got on the call with him and connected with him within like a day. And he started telling his story about how he had these Andaras, Lady Nelly Andaras, and I had never heard of a Lady Nelly Andara at that stage. I never even knew what they were. So I was kind of intrigued, and he was talking about like that they had platonic solids in them and that you can only get them in certain places on the earth. And he was just telling me about a vision that he had, and he was saying that he had a vision. It was a 3-night vision that kept coming back, and he was being shown that he needed to take 18 of these Andaras and send them out to different people on the earth. And he didn't know what they were supposed to do with them, but that he was supposed to send them and they were supposed to place them. And he was explaining to me that the Andaras are multidimensional and that they are in like more than one dimension at a time, and that they work really well as connectors. And so they connect with each other. So if you're putting one place, no matter where, and you're putting something in another side of the world in another place, that they will connect together. And so I said to him, I had just been reading the book Beyond Doorways, that one that I was just showing you, by Alexis Cartwright. I had just gotten it, and I was reading in there that there was there's main chakras of the earth, and they're in certain spots. And she was saying that the first chamber of the heart is in Glastonbury, and the second chamber of the heart is at Tara Hill in Ireland, and then the third chamber of the heart is in Avebury. Is that in England or Scotland? I don't know.
Avebury is not far from Glastonbury.
Okay, so they're all in England, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so and they're on a, listen to this one, they're on a dragon line, right? And I said to him, I said, if you would like to send me one of those Andaras, I said I would be more than happy to place one up in Tara. And he was like, of course I'm sending one to you. And then he told me, because of the Lemurian healing group that I was doing, that he was going to send me 2 of them, one for me to keep and one for me to place into the spot. And so to make a long story short, I ended up getting the crystals. I did meditation with them, and they showed me that they wanted, in the middle of meditations, I was getting visions and stuff, and they were teaching me how to spin my Merkaba so that I can do astral traveling and things like that while I'm awake instead of when I'm sleeping, because I do it all the time when I'm sleeping. And they said that I had a lot of work that I needed to do and all this. But they were saying when I was able to spin the Merkaba, which I started being able to do, it's basically going into your heart space, like what you did at the beginning of the thing. But anyways, it's very simple, and I was making it harder than it needed to be. And they were happy that I would take, I called one lady and the other one Nada. I don't know if I have it sitting here. So this one's Nada. And the reason why I did that is because they're going up to Terra, and Lady Nada resides in Terra. She's the ascended master that resides in there. And so this is Nada, and Lady is the other one. And I took Lady up, and I was told to put her into a well that hasn't been flowing for hundreds of years, and that it was going to be bringing in the crystalline, I was going to basically put the crystal into the well, and it would bring in the crystalline water that will start flowing through the earth. And they said that this particular well has a stream attached to it, and that it will naturally start going into the waterways and start cleaning up the water and making it more high vibrational. And so I went up to the well, and I have the whole story. I told the story this last Sunday with Sifu Bagi. The whole story is up there if anybody wants to go back to look at it. It's on the Shine Your Light Network, and it's also, I think I shared it on the Freedom Network, and it's on 2CM. It's on all those places, and it tells the story of the Andara and what I did. And then I was guided afterwards to open up a portal for the elementals in New York, and went up there and did that. And then I was guided to put another one in on Halloween in a place, it's called Torque Waterfall. It's like where I live here in Killarney. And I was told that all of these crystals will connect, and there's other people that are putting them in all over the world. I'm not the only one that's doing it, and that they'll connect with each other. And then I was shown and I did a video on Monday. I was guided to put a video together, and I put that up on my page if anybody wants to see the footage of the Andara work that I did. So you can go and watch that on the Shine Your Light Network if you want. And it's only like about 20 minutes long, but you can go in and you'll be able to see all the places where I put the crystal and what we did and all that kind of thing. But we've been guided, like, since I did my last regression, they were telling us that the grid work is changing now, that the kind of grid work that I'm doing. And so they have shown me that all of the Andaras and the different crystals are on the grid lines now, and they've been placed, most of them, and that there might be a few people that'll be guided to actually place an Andara in a spot that hasn't been placed on. But for the most part, now everything's connected. And then they showed me the like a spider web, like basically they were showing me the grid, the new grid going all around. And they said that the next thing that people are going to be guided to do is to put a silver line of force into the grid in different spots. And people all over the world are going to be guided to do this. And basically all it is you're going to be shown to go to a certain specific spot, and you're just going to envision a silver line, the silver coming from source energy and coming up from the earth. And you're going to envision that going into the grid. And it's going to bring in the electromagnetic field. Now, I'm not really good with science or any of this stuff, so I'm just going by what they told me in the regression, because I don't know this stuff. And something about the electromagnetic field, and that it's going to heal the earth, and it's going to change the vibration if we all keep doing it. And then they were saying something about colloidal silver. So something with silver has something to do with healing us. So I don't know if that has anything to do with what's happening now, if we need to kind of get our hands on some colloidal silver if you feel like you're being hit with the virus or anything like that. So I don't know. It's just kind of what I've been shown.
Thank you. That was a really beautiful explanation. I love that. And I've been drawn to put certain crystals in the ground in certain places as well. I haven't as yet had Andaras, so they've not been Andaras, they've been other ones. Mm-hmm. But yeah, that's really interesting. And
then they were showing us that's what another thing they were showing me with the artwork and the grids that I'll be making. They were saying that people are going to understand crystal technology a little bit more now, and more people, it's going to be an everyday thing for them to have grids all over their houses.
Yeah.
And that they'll be gridding.
Yay.
So that's what
there is a request for you to bring down the Pegasus picture and show that one.
Yeah. I have this one in mini too, but it doesn't have the same effect. This fella, everybody loves, but he's never gone anywhere. This fella has never been sold, not even one.
Really?
Yeah.
That might change after this. Wow, that's so cool.
But this one is the biggest one I've ever done.
That is crazy that that's, maybe it's just not been the right time for it, because that's incredible. The energy
No,
coming.
it's called Flying Dreams.
Hmm.
And yeah, there's a woman on it. I don't know if you can tell, there's a woman on it. I think
Oh,
it's
yes.
me.
Oh, wow.
And she's going off with her unicorn Pegasus-y. I don't know what it is. Now I told you I teach pottery.
Yeah.
And I teach it to the kids. I have a lot of classes going in, and the girls absolutely love this one.
Oh,
And they have told me it's not a unicorn, it's not a Pegasus. Do you know what this is? It's an alicorn. I said, I've never heard of an alicorn before, but that's what the kids are calling them now. If it has a horn on it and wings, it's an alicorn. So I've been educated by the children.
the colors in that are just amazing.
Yeah.
I don't know which I like best of all of yours.
And then I'll show you this other one. I'll show you another one that I have. It's called Holding the Light.
I feel that one's the most powerful.
This one is actually powerful. This one here, I'll bring this one down first. This one is actually brilliant in person, but on any kind of video, it doesn't do it. My husband, this is his favorite out of all of them.
Yeah.
But I cannot get a good photograph of this, and I don't know why. It won't come out in photograph as it does. I don't know. It is looking up pretty good there.
Can you turn it on the side a bit just so we can see how the 3D? Yeah. Wow.
This one doesn't stick out as much.
Yeah.
But I don't have a little one of that at the moment. But this one is like, it's really effective in real life, but when you're actually seeing it on the photograph, it doesn't do it justice.
I think if you were moving it round, then I think we could catch what you were meaning for that.
Okay, now this one I did for the lady that did my QHHT, my QSHE session. We did an exchange of services. And this one, it's called Holding the Light. Oh, wow. And so I try to go sideways a little bit. You can see like the dimension. It's hard with the frame for you to be able to see the dimension in it. But you've got the light inside of here. And then you've got 3 beings, and they're holding a ball of light. Mm-hmm. And then this is like all the energy. And so I was given a vision of 3 beings kind of floating in energy, and they were holding, and not just holding, but see this, they're spreading the light. So they're holding the light for one another, and they're spreading the light. And the story behind this is she was doing, she did a session and she put it up online, and she was talking with the Elohim at that stage. Yeah. And they were telling about her, and that she was a light worker, and that her job on the earth was not only to hold the light, but to spread the light as well. Mm-hmm. And I got a vision right then and there when I was listening to her session. And so that's how that one came about. And so it's about us light workers, that we're not supposed to just hold the light, but we're supposed to spread the light, and we're supposed to help each other. So when one of us is feeling low and our vibration isn't feeling so great, we're supposed to help the other one. And so we're just going to be holding and spreading and holding and spreading the light. So like when one person's down, another person that will help keep the vibration at a balance.
It's like holding the baton. It's like a relay team. Someone's feeling strong and they can run with the baton for a while, and then they need to pass it to someone else.
I'll get this other one out because it's not on the thing, and you have to see this one. This one is
before you do, can I just ask, I had a feeling that this might be the case. Angel Divine is asking, how much is the alicorn?
All the large tiles are the same price. They're 200 euros for unframed, and they're $250 fully framed plus shipping. So on all of them, that's how they go. And the miniatures, the small ones, because I have them all in small as well. Like that's the same one in miniature. They're €25 plus shipping, and they don't come framed or anything.
Mm-hmm. So it's the two sizes. It's the ones on the wall size, and it's the small size.
Yeah, and then this one has plastic over it, but maybe I'll take the plastic off. No, I'll just take the other one off the wall. Makes more sense. I just wanted to show you how it sticks out. This is a good one to show you how it sticks out. I sold a couple of these.
Oh wow!
So this one is it's Gaia Rebirth.
Yeah.
And so this is the feminine coming into the earth, and this is the rebirth. So if I put this on its side, you can actually see how it's like sticking out.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then you can see my colors have changed. Like these colors are what I was shown was between this one and the dragon one. I was shown these are the new chakra colors that are coming in for the new earth energy. The colors are going to change. They're not going to be the same colors.
Yeah.
With the new higher vibration. And this is what they were showing me. And I had a meditation. I wrote it all down. But we're going to be going, I'm trying to think, the base chakra. I can't remember right. I think the base chakra was going to be yellow instead of red. And as the colors went up in the chakras, it was more turning kind of like silvery. That was the kind of colors that were coming into the new. Like I think our chakra colors are going to change in our human bodies. They're not going to be the same. But I don't know. Because that's just kind of what I was shown.
Be sure when we're finished to put your details in the comments so that people know where to get hold of you.
I don't have a website. Because my husband hasn't designed it for me yet. I do have a website, but there's nothing on it. Hasn't been built. So it's called Calm, CALM, artstudio.com, but there's nothing there. So you can just go to, my name is Robin Nicole. You can go to my regular page, to my messenger, or you can go to the Shine Your Light Network, to that group, and you can become a member in that group if you want, or you don't have to. But you can get that information there. And if you go onto YouTube and you go into Shine Your Light Network and you go and you can subscribe to there's a video, and it has, my husband did a video of my tiles. So there's like a whole thing showing them. It's really cool. So if you want to go in and have a look in there, I don't have very many subscribers or anything like that, but I put it there so that people can go and look there. And I think that my link and my email and all that stuff is all on there.
Yeah, brilliant.
So, and I can go in afterwards and I'll put my email and all that stuff in the comments.
Yeah, awesome. It's probably easier if they contact you through Facebook, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a lot easier. And that's the way I've been doing it, through Messenger. And then what I'll do is I do a PayPal, I'll send a PayPal request out to people, and that's how I work it. And at the moment, I'm just trying to get my stock back up before I do any more new designs, because I have 5 new tiles that they showed me that they want me to do. And one of them is, it was for an intuitive tile. It was going to be the first one that I was doing, and it was for Nula White with her Lulu. And I got woke up in, I think it was, when did her book came out in, was it February?
I think so.
Yeah. Maybe well, she had sent me the manuscript anyways before the book came out. I think it was sometime in January. And because I told her like I really needed to get a feel for this Lulu because I didn't know who Lulu was at that stage. And I kind of know who Lulu is now, but and I needed to kind of get a feel for it because I wasn't getting any vision or anything like that put in front of me. And all of a sudden, the day she sent it to me, I never even read the book yet. I didn't even download it yet. And that night I was sleeping. I woke up at 4:44 in the morning and I was given the vision of her tile. And it's basically, and the funny thing is that when I downloaded her book, there was a picture of Lulu, the little girl Lulu, and it was the exact little girl that they had shown me. They wanted this little girl inside like water, like a stream or something. It was like it was very shallow water, and there was feathers coming down from the sky, and she was like collecting the feathers, and they were like all down around her.
Wow.
And so I did that, and then I called her and I said, I got the vision. I know what to do. And she was all excited and delighted, but I still haven't actually done it yet. And then I was in meditation about 2 weeks afterwards, and I was shown that this isn't just a one-off tile, that this is for the inner child, and that more people will be needing this tile. So I then went and I talked to her and I said, do you have a problem with me making it as one of the limited edition tiles so that more people can get the codes? And she was like more than happy. She was like, I don't need to just be for me. So that's how that one that's coming about. And then I have 4 other designs that are shown me. They're very, very different from any of the ones that I've done before. It's like the vibration in them is going to be a lot different in them. There's like a lot more energy going through them from what they've been showing me. And so I'm going to be working on those next. But I said I need to actually get the ones that I have done so that if somebody wants one, I'm not going to feel pressured to get them all like painted to get them posted out. Because when I'm working with these tiles, you have to be in the right mind space when you're doing it. And I can't really be under pressure to get something out the door. And so I've just been shown to just do them and get them all up there wrapped because eventually people will want them. And so that's what I've just been doing. I've been working on that before I do the new designs.
It's amazing. And you're so grounded and down to earth. And yet these frequencies coming through you are so pure, so divine. Yeah, I love it.
But I have to work very hard at staying grounded. I have issues with balance as well, and so I have to work very hard at keeping myself balanced, keeping myself exactly in the right space so that I can do this. I'm having a little bit of a difficult time at the moment with this whole thing that's going on because part of my keeping balanced is to swim.
Yeah.
And everything's closed and we can't go to anything. It's been 2 weeks now that I haven't been able to go for a swim. And I'm starting to feel it. Like I'm starting to not able to cope so much. Yeah, I'm having a hard time not being able to just do those laps. It's only like I only do like about 15 minutes laps and then I do 15 minutes aqua aerobics. But without that, I mean, I've been trying to do walks and trying to do stretching, and I've been learning a little bit of Tai Chi, but it's not really going all that well. And I used to be a ballet dancer when I was a kid, so I started doing bar work and things like that. But I'm really missing that swimming pool. I can't wait till they open it back up again, and I have a feeling it's going to be a long time before that happens.
Wow. Just having it. Oh, it was 2020. It just went to 2021 when I looked at the clock.
We've gone way over, haven't we?
Are you all right for time?
I have nothing to do. We're all in isolation here. We're doing nothing. Last night we watched Harry Potter. My son.
Would you like to do the dragon
I would love to.
thing that you mentioned before?
Okay, so when I'll start doing the meditation, you are more than, if you feel guided to do any light language or anything, go ahead and come in with that if you want to. I'm gonna not just do the dragons. Do you mind if I just bring in the Lemurian energy?
That would be amazing.
Okay, so we have and to do this, we need to connect to the heart space again, so that we can connect with the cosmic heart. And so I'm just going to, I'm wondering if I would I have this special music that I put on. Do you think it will be a problem? There's no words in it. It's Lemurian Coming Home.
Is it copyright written?
It's in YouTube. I don't know. It's just, I don't know if it's a copyrighted thing. It probably is. Maybe we shouldn't go with it.
Yeah, maybe not, because I had one of the videos muted, and if you're speaking over it as well, it'll mute.
Okay. Okay. So we don't do that. Okay. So I'm going to be using a Lemurian crystal while I'm doing this, but you don't need to have a Lemurian crystal. You can use any crystal that you have. Some people, it depends on your vibration. Some people can handle a quartz or a Lemurian or whatever when they're working with this energy, but some people might find it to be very strong if they're not ready for the vibration. And so if you're guided to just use, I think selenite would be a good one for a person that isn't really ready for the full-fledged Lemurian, because I've been told, my friend Nora Creed, she does transference healing, and not everybody uses the crystal. You don't have to use a crystal with what we're doing, but I tend to use the crystal because it's kind of like my other skin. It's something that I use. So you can use a crystal, people, if you want to, and you can put your hands on one and hold it while we're doing this. And this will work even afterwards when we're on the replays or anything like that. So if you want to come back to it anytime, you can do the dragon power and all that. Okay? Okay. So take a moment and just breathe. And allow yourself to fully let go of any troubles or anything that's on your mind, and let that go for the next 5 minutes. And anything that might be troubling you at this time, if you'd like to take the opportunity to just release and let go. I ask Archangel Michael to come in and take that, whatever it is that you need to release at this time, take that up to the light for transmutation. And then visualize a white light bubble surrounding you at this time. Let go of your fears, let go of your worries. And now we're going to be connecting to the heart, the cosmic heart. But before we connect to the cosmic heart, take a moment to remember a time when you felt love or you gave love to somebody else. Hold that memory inside. And then allow yourself to maybe see another memory, a different memory of a time when you felt loved or when you gave love. And at this time, I'm asking for your spirit guides, source energy, source and Lemurians and the unicorns and the dragons, the elementals, the galactics, to all come in now and help us connect with the cosmic heart. Visualize green energy flowing all the way around and around your heart. Some of you might feel the love, and some of you might actually see colors. And right in front of you is a diamond shaped crystal. Allow yourself to step inside of that diamond. Take a moment to feel what it feels like inside that diamond. And maybe touch the sides of the diamond. Inside this diamond, are you seeing any light? There might be a white light that is inside your diamond, or this light could be full of many colors. And now going to ask you to send out love to someone else. This could be anybody. It could be one person or many people. Send out this love that you're feeling at the moment in this heart space. And send it out to a person or a country, wherever you feel like sending this love. And now send this love into the planet, into Gaia, to help her raise the frequency. And now send out all this love that is inside your heart, all the way out to the cosmos and to the great central sun. And feel the great central sun sending back to you golden white light. Now we're going to do the dragon power procedure. And you can do this anytime that you feel depleted or anytime that you feel scared or in fear or anytime that you feel unwell. Now draw a cross with it's the cross, picturing it with silver, the color silver, and draw a cross over your heart chakra. You can do it physically, like I'm doing with the crystal, left up and down, left to right. So draw the cross either visually with a silver line or draw it with your crystal. Then place a silver circle around the cross over your heart chakra. And then a heart right in the middle of the cross. Draw a silver heart over your heart chakra. And then draw 3 times a silver cross over your heart, top to bottom, left to right. Now visualize going down into the earth, under your feet, and go way down into the inner earth. And when you get down in there and you see yourself in through with all the crystals, there's a big white light that comes from the inside of the earth. And I want you now to take a second and pull that white light up from the inner earth and bring it up through your feet, into your calves. Bring it up through your hips and your buttocks and your waist, up over your heart, into your throat, all the way up into your crown and above. And allow that white light to totally reach up into the earth, all the way all up into the where source is. And then pull that light back down from source and allow that light to go all the way down. White light yourself all the way down to your feet and allow it to go back into the earth. And at this time, you're fully grounded into the earth. I want you to visualize yourself, your feet. There's roots coming out of your feet, and those roots are going down the main crystal. There's a big, huge crystal inside of the earth, and wrap those roots around that crystal. And at this time, I ask the Lemurian energy to come down, and through the crystal that I have at the moment, I'm going to put the crystal out towards everyone. And the Lemurian energy at this time will send any healing that you may need. And we don't need to know what that is. It'll be different for every single person. And so I'm just going to hold the crystal here for a few minutes. And it might be a good time if Denise, if you feel like you would like to do some light language while we're bringing in this energy, this healing energy, you'd be more than welcome to do so.
Hjelle out oren makie est erdo on ne. Hjelle aro ono makana kile erdo onta. Kustara ent erdo oma and ut est. Hjemme erdo komporat a. Echiam ba ant oist. Ele chiam paradokum est art oret aeki. Est ornanan kulle iapatstui. Komaki iale iatuia. Huistal namekti ara. Kolera ontola ante erat on kukokoya. Ilihom parat ot ea. Kule anst ot ea ko et ashta. Hiele eroto komba antot ea. Ele erot ont oya. Kudle erot ot oya. Aname erot on tokoi. Palest ara. Pelest eja. Ul ant o era. Kule iat ot oya. Erl ot oy an am ai. Eki est it rat on urel. Hole east okodet bata an. Kest an a. Elihiam pal o kukuquist. Elianoko metata. Kelearoto paratot oya tatato coast. Edatot ot paratat an. Elihiam ba adato ot oila. Kele eroto ontoi avarata.
At this time, I'm visualizing, I'm seeing, I was first seeing yellow and orange light. And then at the same time, I have seen Metatron come in, and I see the planet. And Metatron is basically putting his arms around the whole planet at this time and saying that we were fully protected. And all is well. At this time, I'd like to thank the Lemurians, the archangels, dragons, source, fairies, the galactics, and all of our spirit guides who came here today to help us heal whatever it is that we needed to be healed. All is well. Please know that. That's what they're telling me. All is well. Please do not fear and go into panic. Hold your center. Keep yourselves balanced. Keep yourselves nourished. And all is well. Everybody will be okay. And now, when you feel like it, you can open your eyes and come back.
Wow. Thank you. Oh, that was really beautiful.
That's the first time I've ever actually guided anybody into that meditation in a long time. I used to do it in my group, but my group hasn't gathered since last July. So it's the
It was
first time
beautiful.
I've brought in the energy in a long time.
And it felt very natural
Mm-hmm.
for it to be spoken through you as well.
So I wasn't actually going to do the whole Lemurian planetary energy thing, and then I was just guided into it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm not surprised. Okay. Thank you so much for the activation at the end.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much for all of your artwork.
You're very welcome. Thanks for having me on and letting me talk about it.
It's been beautiful to listen. Thank you. Okay, so we'll put your details in the comments. Although actually people can find your name anyway, can't they, from the...
Yeah, and if anybody wants to join my group, it's a group. It's called Shine Your Light Network, and the group is there for everybody, and it's the whole purpose of the group is for people to find their spark and to shine their light and to do it in a place where they feel comfortable, and we help each other hold, and we're basically holding and spreading and the light, like exactly like that one painting that I have in the back, the tile. The purpose of the group is, it's not, I know that I'm like the admin and I'm the one that started the group, but I'm feeling it's more like it's a group for everybody to come and interact. And if you want to come and be involved in that group, you're more than welcome to come and shine your light along with me.
Thank you. And this will go on YouTube as well, on my YouTube channel, which is In a Piece with Denise. So I'm glad that you expressed that there as well.
And I'll put it up on my YouTube channel too, so that we can spread it around to everybody.
Brilliant, thank you for that. Tomorrow morning I will be on again at 10:30 with Sasha Grace and Michael Whitefeather Nilea at 7:30 in the evening as well. I don't think I'll be doing a live tomorrow apart from that. No, I won't, because I'm doing a session in the afternoon. So thank you again, sweetheart. It's been really amazing to have you here.
Thank you for having me.
And you just ooze so much love as well. Like, it's really, really delightful to be in your company.
Thank you.
So
I've been told by so many people that I'm just away with the fairies all the time. And I think I finally found a place where I belong this year.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel that, dear sister. Okay. So thank you also to everyone who's been with us on the call and who will watch the replay and watch us on YouTube. So I'm going to pause this now. Thank you.